Hello everyone and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We are still on the Crystal Tower raids. We need to enter Circus Tower. It shouldn't take too long because this is actually one of the more popular ones that people tend to do, and so I don't think it'll take us that long to actually queue up for it and get in. But yeah, so we are going to do that. We are almost done with the Crystal Tower raids, and then once we are done with that, I'll have to figure the rest out because we haven't gotten to the Coils of Bahamut yet, so I think that those don't unlock until later in post-game. So yeah, I'll have to figure out the rest. Maybe these bonus videos, you know, I thought they were gonna go on a bit longer, but I guess they're not. So anyways, I'm gonna take a moment, I'm gonna queue for this dungeon, and then we're gonna get into it. So I will be right back. Hey, that was actually quicker than 11 minutes. We getting somewhere. Ooh. Look at that. Fancy. Oh. Probably there's somebody in there that's probably like, ah, shit. Someone's never done this before. I always imagine that someone's like, how is someone watching a cutscene? This has been out forever. Anywho. Still, we are in. Nobody gives a shit. They're like, who needs a tank? Not I, says the party. Oh, I'm in Alliance C again? Interesting. Hey, as long as someone's marking what to, like, where I stand, then we all good. So, as Une and Doga said, we will have to fight copies of them. So, that is a thing that is definitely going to be happening. Watcha! Gonna mitt. Gonna just mitt through everything. Maybe. Because maybe that's what you're supposed to do. I don't know. I still have not figured out how to tank in actual, like, raid scenarios. I would assume that there's, like, a shit ton of, like... I would assume that there's, like, a ton of, like, tanks kind of just keeping everything in one little spot. But, you know, who knows? I just saw that DPS running away, or whoever running away from those two enemies, because, dude, the enemies in this, they do hit hard. I'm not even gonna pretend like they don't. They absolutely do. And as someone that usually plays a DPS, I was shocked when all of a sudden I was like, why do they hurt so much? When it was just like one of them. Oh, Scylla. It's Scylla. Hi, Scylla. Alright, so Scylla is one of those, like, I really don't know her mechanics very well. I'm gonna drop my main tank, I think, as main tank. I'm just gonna off-tank. Or actually, maybe it doesn't matter, but... So she has these different orbs, and you essentially have to drive them to different areas. You want to drive them to these, like, little totems, these towers, and there are different orbs that can offset different abilities that she has. She does have a power that essentially is like a one-hit KO, and she has like all these like these wands that you really want to watch out for, and they float around and cause all sorts of different effects. So, I guess, like, back when these raids were still super relevant, like, as in, like, they were brand new content and people weren't over-leveled all to crap, she was actually extremely challenging. All of Circus Tower was extremely challenging. Of course, that is not the case anymore. Most people just do this to get their dailies done and call it a day. Alright, so I have the Fire Orb, and I just dragged it over to this person and thawed them out. So essentially, like I said, it's more just offsetting her attacks, avoiding like the various pools and stuff, obviously not running your orbs into other people unless it can benefit them, and then this is where we all die. Ancient Flare will wipe us all out. if it's, like... If it's not done a certain way, like, I guess if the towers or whatever aren't full, then, yeah, Ancient Flare is, like, a insta-kill. Obviously, whatever mechanic was supposed to be done, people did it. So, you know. Not too worried about it. Oh, this is also, like, the place where we have to fight Ammon, too, huh? Alright, so here's more of these augmented guards, the Asherons or whatever. Come here. Okay, so we have a bunch of these guards, and once we take them down, I think a dragon comes from the sky? Yeah. And then it pushes us all back. We all get right back into the action. Oh, and there it is. Doga's clone and Une's clone. So there's the Doga clones. And there's the Une clones. So as they said, these clones were born without wills of their own, and as you can see, they look different. They don't look like Doga and Une. They have like the white hair, they're more augmented, so obviously they were essentially failures that were utilized to be more weapons than anything. So they weren't given the time and care that the actual Une and Doga that were talking to us were given. Which I think is actually pretty cool. I've never really paid much attention to them, like those NPCs. Alright. So now this dude, the Labalus, I'm pretty sure he has like a moment where he becomes invulnerable to damage. I'm not really sure. I don't remember quite. I don't really remember much of his mechanics, only that he goes down... He's pretty tanky, but maybe he doesn't have invulnerability, maybe it's just that he's tanky. So, like I said, never really took him on from a tank perspective. I've always just taken him on as a DPS perspective, so... Vile utterance, he's spitting facts! No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I hope you guys have been enjoying Lunistis. I am going to get back to other things. I am going to be getting back to... Oh, I forgot. Yeah. So you get stuck if you fight these things. So you essentially take over the lines, which make him invulnerable, by getting in here, and then someone else needs to attack this to get you unstuck. So you're essentially not allowing him to get more powerful by standing in those areas. Man, nothing for gladiators. But yeah, so someone has to stand in those while someone else takes out the clockwork devices. Now we get all the dragons. Look at all that. Take out these guys, and then the dragon will fall after, kind of like a repeat of what we were doing last time. Except now we have this dragon that's gonna fall and push us back. Unless we are at a perfect distance. We're gonna kite him around this way. Oh yeah, and I forgot there's Mamulja in here for some reason. So the Alligans, like, they really just had, like, a lot of stuff going on. They've got Mamulja in here. You know, they've got all sorts of things. They must have been enslaving, like, quite a lot of people. Golden Sancticity. We have to fight Amon, and then once we fight Amon, then we can fight Xanda. This should be Amon. Yeah, this is Amon. So this is the man that made the clones. This is the man that made the clones and essentially, like, did all the weird stuff in the tower. Now, the thing with Amon is he has a bunch of tricks as well. I think of him kind of like a magician. So what he's going to do is he's essentially going to bring up all these creatures, and all the creatures do something different. So he just spawned some slimes back there. The DPS's job is to kill these slimes before they make it to Amon. Because he, essentially, they'll make him more powerful, they'll cause, like, greater effects. So, normally, you know, people would obviously want to destroy these things. Now, once they are destroyed, he'll spawn these things. There's a way to shrink them down and make them small. You run orbs into them that he puts on you. And then they get very tiny. And then once they get tiny, then they're easier to destroy. So you want to make sure that you are destroying them. Because they hit the hardest. And obviously, again, you want to keep the slimes from getting to it. Now what's going to happen is he's going to turn people into frogs. And, you know, the people that are turned into frogs, there's a lot of stuff that can happen with that. But ultimately, there's going to be some ice boulders that are spawned. And then when he goes to use Curtain Call, we all want to get behind one of these ice thingies. And we do not, I reiterate, we do not want to let the ice melt before Curtain Call is finished. Because it will murderize us all. The only way to survive is to get behind the ice block. I've learned that the hard way several times. And then after that, it's just kind of rinse and repeat until he dies, but luckily he kind of goes down pretty quick. All things considered, so. But there's always those people that die to Curtain Call, which I think is really funny, because, you know, why? Like, especially when there's enough ice. Like, just get behind the ice. Alright, someone's gonna get there first, but now we get to see the big man himself. Look at him, on his throne. The ruler of the Alligans. You fight valiantly, mortals, but to no avail. They're already fighting him. Absolute darkness draws nigh. Soon it will be unleashed and all shall something, something, something. Okay. Yeah, we had a cutscene, guys. Okay, so normally, like I said, these people are really impatient. They're being a bit rude. So someone needs to stand in these areas. And there needs to be one per every orb. And, yeah. Now what's going to happen is he is going to call down meteors. And what needs to happen is you need to destroy them all. So we just want to go around, make sure that all these are getting destroyed, even the one in the center. It does not matter the order in which you destroy it, as long as they are all destroyed. Then, when he shows up, he's going to cast something that normally you'd want to stack up for. So I'm trying to stack up, because you'll need to, because he's going to gravitate us all and pull us up into the air. Which we need to be up in the air, because his next attack is a ground-wide AoE, and then when he puts us down, we need to all move. And then it's literally rinse and repeat. He's gonna do all the same stuff. So, but like I said, most people don't really worry about mechanics too much anymore because everybody's severely overleveled for this content. So it doesn't hold the same sort of weight that it used to. Like, you'll even have people that are basically, like, I guess, camped out at where the orbs fall down. So, because they already know. And this is just something that people get for their dailies. And yeah, then they literally just call it a day. Come on, guys. Come on. There we go. Now for the stack. Alright, guys. Hold still, man. They all do try to, like, stack together so that everybody gets in, but sometimes it makes me worry that, like, nobody's gonna get in. Alright, he puts us down. And then we gotta get away from the AoEs. And he's nearly dead, so if someone were to, like, limit break... Yep, there we go. There's the limit break. Yeah, he's essentially done for. Alright, and that's it. Zand is dead. And that was Circus Tower. I mean, what, 15 minutes? Not even that? So that's not bad. Circus Tower complete. Oh, I guess I won all the stuff because nobody voted on stuff, so cool, I guess. I mean, thanks. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the stuff. Oh, I got a commendation! Ooh, a rift. He did say darkness was nigh. Sam! You did it. You defeated Emperor Zand. Empires may rise and fall, but man's indefatigable spirit ever lives on. Truly, you are the champion we'd hoped for, Samutori. With Emperor Zand now at eternal rest, his dark legacy may be undone. Not so. What are you playing at now, Nero? In case you haven't noticed, Garland, these are dangerous surrounds. Can a man be faulted for exercising due caution? At any rate, you needn't mind me. I'm perfectly capable of looking after myself. Go on and finish what you came to do. I mean, I wouldn't trust him either, so... There are two ways that we may seal off Circus Tower. Either isolate it from the outside world, or cripple its ability to produce energy. The choice of method is yours to make. Before you proceed, however, Doga and I must needs attend to a task. Distortion. What is it? It's darkness, duh. The power that Zand sought to obtain comes from the void, the world of darkness, our people called it. And the true nature of that power was none other than the armies of Voidsent. Voidsent feed on aether, as you may already know, and no plane is richer in it than ours. In exchange for their allegiance, Zand entered into an unholy covenant. He would open a gate through which the Voidsent could freely enter our world. The covenant, I'm afraid to say, is still in effect. However, being of the Emperor's lineage, Une and I believe that we can annul it. By his blood, Zand sealed his dark pact. By our blood, it shall be undone. It is time. Yes, Doga. Finally, we may fulfill our purpose. Oh, be still, my beating heart. For a moment I feared that this outing would end in disappointment, but my readings were not mistaken. Not even the ultimate weapon compares to this. What are you going on about? The covenant is everlasting. Ooh. Oh no, more Une and Dogas. Oh no, the echo! My migraine's back. I forgot to take my Tylenol. God, he's so huge. And so Miracidia is brought into the fold. Soon all the world shall be united under Allegan rule. And yet, with every dream that becomes reality, the memory of death grows ever more vivid, an endless void, bereft of light and warmth. Though I may have defeated death, it did not leave me unscathed. Nay, its ravening claws have scarred my soul for eternity. Never shall I know peace. Beings without will, you cannot fathom my rage, my melancholy, my fear. What worth is wealth and power when all must inevitably be consigned to nothingness? If man has nothing, he need not know the pain of loss. So let there be nothing. Harvest more power, that the gate may be thrown full open. Let the cloud of darkness come and engulf the world, devouring all life, hopes, and dreams. Let all be returned to nothingness. So basically, Zand was having an existential crisis. Because he realized he had nothing in death. Ooh! Thank you, Grahatia. Sam, pull yourself together. Is there no end to them? What in the seven hells is happening? Up his eye. Ugh, not now, damn it. At least his glove's good for something. I think this is one of the few times we see him fight. But why do you have to look like he kissed him, you know? Oh. Nero, were they part of your grand plan too? Save your japes, Garland. I didn't put up with your arrogant face to play with worthless clones. Something controls them. A void scent, and no ordinary one at that. Doga! Oh, it's got Une. Confound it. Without them, there's no way to master the darkness. That power is mine! Oh! Run and grab her! Ooh! Well, there you go. You got what you wanted, right? Nero! The covenant shall be honored. I am the cloud of darkness. I shall devour your light and return this world to the void. Spicy. Spicy. Damn it. The rift is gone. What are we supposed to do now? As much as it pains me to leave without them, there's precious little we can do. Let us return to find and consult Rambros. I mean, yeah, I suppose. Okay, so I did get some goodies. We got a Zand card, which I'll use. We got a wind-up Onion Knight, which I love. And we got the Shattered Orchestrion roll, but I already have that. So, but we have all these things that we have to eventually synthesize, but I don't need this one, so. That one is just an extra. I probably got more stuff too, and it's in my armory chest. Regardless. Why am I not on my motorbike? That's what I want to know. Like, what am I doing with my life? I wish we could fly in this section, but I understand why we can't. But we can fly in the next one, so it's fine. Okay, so Evil Rift opened. Bad guy went into Rift along with good guys. Now we need to make sure that we find way into Rift to save good guys and lecture bad guy about why he shouldn't be so bad. So Nero wants to control the darkness because he knows it's stronger than even the Ultima weapon. All this happened within the tower? Gods preserve. The rift that manifested before the throne was a void gate. Of this, I am certain. There exist myriad kinds of void scent. The more powerful the being, the larger the gate must be for it to pass through. 'Twould seem that Zan sought to open a gate of unprecedented proportions, one that would allow this cloud of darkness entry into our world. Fortunately, for all mankind, he did not succeed. I shudder to imagine what that void scent is capable of. However dreadful it may be, we can't abandon our friends. Is there no way to save them? I will not lie to you, Master Garland. The situation is bleak. Though void scent can enter our world, instances of men entering the void have never been documented. It pains me to give voice to my fears, but we do not even know whether our friends still live. Damn it. I feel so helpless. No, I refuse to give up. We must save Doga and Une. We share the same eye, 'tis true, but that is not what motivates me. Above all, I wish to help them to fulfill their mission, a mission whose burden they have borne for thousands of years, and besides, they're technically his blood. We cannot leave matters as they are. So long as Zan's dark covenant is binding, our world is in danger. 'Tis our duty to prevent the worst from coming to pass. Graha, ever since meeting Une and Doga, you have not been quite yourself. Tell me true. Is all well with your eye? I honestly cannot say. I know only that there is a memory that I must recall. As a child, my father told me that the truth of our eyes rests with the Alec. The answer eludes me still, but one day I will find it. I'm with Graha. However slim the odds, we must try to save Une and Doga. Aye, and that bastard Nero as well, if only to make certain that he won't make any more mischief. You have the right of it. Though we have known them but briefly, Doga and Une are our comrades. We cannot fail them. I shall consult experts in literature both. I swear to leave no stone unturned. Yet know that it may be a while before we're ready to act. I would ask that you all be patient. When dealing with the void, one cannot be cautious enough. My thanks again for your assistance. Pray rest now while you can, for when the time comes to go after our friends, you must be at no less than full strength. We'll save them yet, Sam. Mark my words. Alright, the world of darkness. Blah blah blee blue yappity 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 yap. Farewell. Ah, Sam, it is good you are come. I have news you must be made aware of. Alas, none of it bodes well for us, nor for Une and Doga and Nero imprisoned in the Dark Realm. Think back upon our last foray into Circus Tower, if you will. The calamity stirred the place from its long slumber and awoke Emperor Zand. But you, Sam, you ensured he was laid to rest permanently. Yet the Emperor had sealed a binding covenant with the terrible void set known as the Cloud of Darkness. Even as Doga and Une labored to annul this contract, the entity reached through a rift and dragged the pair of them and Nero out of our realm. Since that day, Noah has devoted itself to rescuing Une, Doga, and Nero from beyond the rift. Our research, however, has exposed a far more dire problem. The Crystal Tower still acts upon Emperor Zand's orders, and collects energy to open another void gate even as we speak. Indeed, the place nigh hums with energy. We have done all we can to stop the Imperial Edict, but to no avail. Just as the gate would open only for Une and Doga, so too will the tower heed only those with the royal blood of Alec. 'Tis a most galling design. Granted, this was not always so vexatious, according to the Allegan tombstone Nero presented us. During the golden age of Alec, the royalty had some means of bestowing their blood upon others. If they hadn't such a technology, Ammon and his underlings could never have controlled the Crystal Tower. But we do not have either this art or any with royal blood. Every moment we wait, a vast rift through which the Cloud of Darkness can enter our realm threatens to open. Such a disaster cannot be allowed to come to pass. We must seal the Crystal Tower and annul Zand's covenant with the Dark Realm. He has royal blood. He has the eye, dude. If only breaking the ladder would suffice. But then what of the energy building in the Crystal Tower? Without suppression, the power could discharge and cause a calamity like to the one that destroyed Alec. In truth, we have more than just 3 lost compatriots to worry about. If we do not act, our very world will fall before the might of this threat. I mean, I get it. We know but one way out of this predicament. Rescue those who can control the tower from beyond the Dark Realm, and seal the rift shut after them. And mercifully, not all our news is quite so bleak. 'Tis true we cannot stop the Void Gate from manifesting within the tower, but this can be to our benefit. We can use Circus's power for our own purposes, and create a portal to carry us into the Dark Realm. Which, I mean, we were trying to find a way in, so that works. We have heard this is possible from a man of the Thaumaturge's Guild, well versed in otherworldly matters, and with Master Garland working to create said portal, the final preparations are well underway. Ah, and here comes the man himself. Alright, give it to me straight, Sid. What's going on? Sam, just the woman we need. Yes, our fellowship is indeed complete, and all parties privy to our strategy. And you, Master Garland, how fare your endeavors? Quite well. The device is nearly ready. Though attaching the damnable thing to Circus Tower took every ounce of ingenuity the ironworks has got, but it should produce the energy we need. With just a little more fine-tuning, we can open a rift. I'm here to request your presence at the tower. I'll leave Biggs and Wedge at the 8 Sentinels as guides. And do hurry, Sam. I'm sure you wouldn't miss another chance to save the world, would you? Well, Sid certainly seems to have a firm hand on the helm. Shall we make our way to the Crystal Tower? Yeah. Let's go! But yeah, like, it bugs me. Like, Une and Doga literally said those with the eye have royal blood. Like, it's the royal eye. Time is of the essence, my friend. We must go to the 8 Sentinels. Like, so the thing is like, why? Why did they just skip over that all of a sudden? Like, who knows? There are times where you'll run into something that seems like an inconsistency, but, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not too worried about it. Although, I don't know if we have time for all that World of Darkness stuff. It's not like a long dungeon, but, I mean, it's definitely longer than... I mean, I guess this will be just a very ultra-long episode then, huh? Hi, Biggs. Hi, Wedge. Hey, Wedge, how's your stuff going with Tataru? Sam, I bet you're here to watch us pry open a rift between worlds, huh? We're almost ready. Circus Tower is full of engineers scurrying around and making adjustments. We're dealing with a lot of power, and if a single coupling's off, well, boom. But it should be fine, really. Anyways, you'd best wait at the top. The chief's overseeing the whole operation. I mean, I planned on it. It's so pretty. Like, I love the Crystal Tower. It is gorgeous. My friends, you've arrived. I'm just waiting for my engineers to give the signal. Then we'll see if we can't open a gateway to another world. Is there something amiss, Graha? Ah, Emperor Zan's throne. How the mighty have fallen, eh? Once it stood as a symbol of Alec's art and power. Now it's nothing more than an empty chair. Just imagine if Allegan civilization had lived on, and a just emperor still sat on the throne. How different would our history be? How much further would we have advanced? Unfortunately, there was no stopping Zand in his ambition. There are those who tried. Zan's War of Dominion left no one unscathed. Unable to abide the horrors inflicted upon the people, warriors young and brave took up the sword against Alec. These men and women became as beacons of hope to those who had suffered, not unlike the warriors of light in our age. But all this merely hastened the destruction. Just as they moved towards Alec's heart for the kill, Zand lashed out in anger and frustration, as trapped beasts are wont to do. In his desperation, Zand desired that a great rift be opened to hasten the cloud of darkness's coming. To this end, he commanded the sun's power, held within Dalamud, to be emptied into Circus Tower at once. The act bore terrible consequences. The tower only withstood the blast by flooding the land below with energy. Circus was swallowed by the very earth upon which it once stood. The fourth umbral calamity. I'd learned of its cause from Une and Doga. I had no idea that rebellion incited Zand to rashness, though. Your knowledge of Allegan history is astounding, Graha. Why, a man could study for 2 lifetimes and only learn half of what you know. Mayhaps 'tis strange, though. I cannot seem to remember where I learned such things. Yeah, it's called you're a royal Graha. Yes, Biggs, are you ready? Ready and raring to open the Void Gate, Chief. We reckon when this machine's up and running, she'll be able to float 5 airships the size of the Agrius. So just give the word and we'll start channeling energy into the tower. Good, then let's get started. We all know Sid loves blowing stuff up, so he ain't worried. Our preparations are complete. Everyone step away from the throne. Yeah, like, just get out of the tower. Like, do yourself a favor. Alright. Alright, let's see what this machine can do. Now, Biggs. Oh, look, it's a little baby rift. Ooh, now it's a big one. Hey, they did it. Ah, rift to the world of darkness, as Une called it. Splendid work, Master Garland. We can't break out the mead just yet. The tough part's still ahead. We've broken into the Dark Realm, but the gate's not all that stable. It won't stay open forever, and only a few can use it. I, for one, will remain here to ensure the Void Gate stays open. As will the sons of Saint Koinok. This rift is our sole path to salvation. If it closes, we are all truly lost. Which leaves Sam. My friend, 'tis a heavy burden I must task you with, but there are none more able. Pray, lead the adventurers beyond the rift. I do not know what awaits you, save the cloud of darkness and our 3 comrades. But you must go, for the fate of our world now rests upon your shoulders. For the 3rd time! I mean, first it was the Garleans and the Ultima Weapon, then it was, you know, Zand, and now it's the cloud of darkness. We're just saving the world left and right and all over the place. This is our only gambit, but I have every faith you will succeed. It will be no small feat to return after you've passed beyond the rift. Make certain you're prepared before leaving. Alright, bye everybody. I guess I'm just going into the world of darkness, no biggie. Hey Graha, what's up? Might I have a moment of your time, Sam? There's a matter of import we must needs discuss ere you leave. Okay. I mean, if it's just a moment, then yeah. What's up, Graha? Sam, I wish to speak to you about my eye. As you are no doubt aware, 'tis a trait seen only amongst Allegan royalty. Long have I pondered why such is my inheritance. The sanguine hue must have some bearing upon my destiny. This much Doga himself admitted. But what? In truth, the more I learn of the Crystal Tower, the less I am myself. Somehow, meeting those 2 clones has wrought great change in me. I am consumed with remembering something. Something ancient, but never so important. And my father's words echo in my mind, the selfsame ones his father told him. The truth of our eye rests with Alec. Mayhap what I wish to remember in these words are related. Mayhap not. But I know I must learn the truth the history hides from me. I would see this journey, our journey, through to the very end with mine own 2 eyes. So I implore you, allow me to join you beyond the rift. I mean, yeah. You have my thanks, my friend. Now let us venture into the world of darkness to save our comrades and our realm. The world of darkness is now accessible. I love that this is the weather we had for that cutscene. It's called Gloom, because it is so pretty. Like, I love it. Anywho, so now we do have the World of Darkness that we can queue for. I'm going to go ahead and queue for it, and then definitely I will see you guys as soon as it pops, so I'll see you here in a minute. Alright, we are back at it again. Let's see how many times people choose to not let me watch a cutscene and just go ahead. I really do like this raid though. It does seem a bit long, but I do like it. A strategy board? Why do we need a strategy board? Alright, so I should have looked at what alliance I'm in. I'm Alliance C again. Hey, easy to remember. So we got some Chimera. Ram's voice is the ice up close. Dragon's voice is yeah. Ooh, that's bad. No, let me out. Okay. Probably not the best idea to take all these, like... I mean, if it gets really, really bad. Alright, strategy board sharing. I don't know how that works. I'm not good at reading strategy boards. They just added that not too long ago, and I really don't, like... I'm not looking at these damn things anymore. This is so dumb. Alright, so this guy is fun. He will shoot a giant beam out his eye, which will then cause a lot of issues. So when it goes red and blue like this, essentially I was standing on the blue side, so that gave me the sad face. So now what's going to happen is when he changes the colors again, I need to move over to the red side. So that I can essentially dispel the sand. He also creates this giant ass, like, clock. I'm taking this one. And it spins around until it finally stops, and when it finally stops, then obviously there's a big no-no tower that we have to get away from. Do we know when it's gonna stop? Not really necessarily. It's just get out of its way when finally it does stop. And look away. Because he does have petrification. Okay, so we get out of the way. Okay. Now we obviously don't want any of these ads. Alright, I have to go to the red side so that I don't die. But also I'm tired of getting hit with his eyeball. Alright, so now I'm red. So if he does it again, I will have to go to the blue side again to dispel the magic. As far as any of his other mechanics, don't ask me. I have no idea. I really don't know. You know, some people are getting in those portals. Obviously, they're doing some sort of mechanic, but even as a DPS, I tend not to do that because, you know, like, I've never had to. Again, it's just everybody is way overpowered, which means bosses like this, you know, you don't really tend to have to do mechanics. There we go. this magical staircase. We'll see these a lot, especially in places like the Google library and stuff. Which we won't get to that until Heaven's Word. I'm not looking at it, because if they put something lewd, then I'm in trouble. Although the Tony Chopper one was really good. Alright, so now, instead of Scylla, we have Queen Scylla. So, I'm gonna let this guy take main tank. I'm just gonna sit here off tank. She immediately throws out an Ancient Flare, which someone was able to stun her out of, which is good. So now we have all these forbidden gates. So at this point, everybody should be grabbing a gate. Yeah, a lot of the times they will use their limit break to kind of destroy a row of them at once. And the ones that don't get destroyed will spawn enemies. Once all those are dead, then yes, we do actually get a Zand clone, more gates, which then causes more problems. So, obviously the Zand clone is not as strong as himself. Queen Scylla is not as strong as, like, her form in the Crystal Tower. So these are just, you know, very tanky pseudo-bosses to separate the zones. Now the Hydra. So, with the 5-headed dragon, each head is a different element. It's fun. It's not. It's not bad, it's just more annoying. So, obviously, every head is a different element. You will eventually have to attack all the various different heads. It'll drop different, like, AoE pools. But essentially, it's just beat it up fast. Like, kill it as quickly as possible. Because again, everybody's just over leveled. So this is where it starts flailing about, it starts freaking out. Yeah, there are some stacks. Which, you don't want to not do it, but some people will just, like, take it and then die. Alright, so here's where you can attack all the heads at once. You want to knock them all out. And then you want to make sure that you're outside of this little ring. At least I think. But I'm not so sure. All I know is that the more heads that are alive, the more powerful the dragon is. Someone's gonna want to kill that prominence. It's really weird when, like, big attacks used to be, like, that color. I'm surprised they haven't changed it to essentially, like, make it more cohesive with, you know, how things are now, like... Because they went in and reworked, like, a lot of stuff. But that was one of those things that they didn't rework for some reason. So, not really sure why that is. Oh well. Oh, what is this? What is this? What do I have on me? Okay, whoa. I've never had that before. But I guess that's what it tosses me in the air. Interesting. See, DPS don't get to have that much fun, I guess. With, like... Well, okay, I lied. DPS often gets stuff where you're just like, the fuck is that? The fuck does it do? Onward to the next section. Look how, like, crazy that looks. We are making really good time, though. Like I said, this... Stop. This is going to, take up a lot of time, though, because we still have this boss, another boss, and then the Cloud of Darkness. Normally they would mark those A, B, C, but we just gotta wing it, you know? Alright, so these Atomos, they are actually void gates. They essentially swallow void scent and then spit them out in our world. And they're very gluttonous and crazy, and yeah, they eat a lot of ether, and yeah, and we essentially have to keep killing these. But yeah, we have to keep killing them until everybody kills their Atomos. And then once everybody kills their Atomos, we'll get a portal. Yep. And then we'll get to head to the main section. And now we get to fight the boss that everybody really likes, which is Cerberus. Now, Cerberus has this thing where he'll belch up bile, and then he'll eat players, and then he'll knock off his helmets, and we have to rechain him to pillars. So... But yeah, I mean, I think you have to get in the bile before he eats you or something like that in order to keep yourself from dying, because, like, getting in the bile will make him, like, spit you back up, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but... A for all in the belly, B for belly duty, C for can't stop belly time. I think we do have to destroy the wolfbane, though. Like... There's always one person that has an emergency during Cloud of Darkness. Pretty sure someone at one point, like, legit, like, gave birth during a dungeon one time. Or was getting ready to give birth during a dungeon. Like... What is belly duty? Good question. Okay, so reawakening. So now what we have to do is now we have to get the magic fetters, I believe. Yep. Meh. And we have to take it all the way over here and put it in before it wakes up. And then that puts his helmet back on, which then hinders his powers. It's cool I actually got to do that. I usually don't get to mess with the fetters. So, like, I'm actually kind of happy. DPS don't get to do fetters. Only tank do fetters. Now, Cerberus is a mount that you can get, but not from these raids. You actually can only get it from doing, like, the Citadel stuff in Bosnia, which I think is actually kind of crazy. Because you have to do, like, the extreme mode, and, yeah, like, it's essentially, like, how, it's just a very special mount, okay? And not a lot of people have it, nor can they get it. So... Alright. Nice. Alright, time for the final boss. Let's see it. Cloud of Darkness. Here she is. The most powerful void scent. Who disturbs the gloom? Mortals from the realm of light. You have not stumbled here without purpose. I am the cloud of darkness. I do not smother, I devour. What I cannot devour, I destroy. The covenant is everlasting. All mortals before the flood of darkness will sink lifeless into the void. Oh, are they letting me do the honors of attack first? They let me attack first? I love that. They let me attack first. I actually kind of want to cry. Like, they let me attack first. I'm honestly stunned into silence, guys. Sorry. So she'll spit out these clouds that the DPS really have to pay attention to. You just want to destroy the clouds before they get to her, because they'll power her up. And everybody has to stand in one of these, like, little pillars before the meteors drop. Otherwise, obviously, it's going to do some damage. Okay, so now this is where she's starting to vacuum everything. And, DPS, obviously, you want to destroy the clouds before they get to her. I'm pretty sure... Is she invulnerable? No, she's not. There is, like, one huge cloud, and, everybody... You want to make sure that you destroy that one, but it's obviously tankier than the rest. Like everything else, she's actually a quick boss to kind of get through, because nobody really does these mechanics and stuff anymore. And then she'll start mixing up her mechanics. So the last people wouldn't even let me watch the cutscene. These people let me get the first hit on Cloud of Darkness. Like, oh man, the duality. The duality of these things. Darkness take you all. Okay, obviously that did nothing because, you know. Alright, so she is gonna disappear. We all have to make sure that we get in here and we destroy a cloud. She will lock us in. And then once the cloud's destroyed, we're all good. That's alright. LB, anybody? There we go! And she is dead. So much for your covenant. Ooh, man, she made a big boom when she died. Oh, I guess they all gave me the loot again. Oh, man. World of Darkness complete! 18 minutes. Not bad. Not bad at all. Sure. I'll pass. I'll pass. I'll pass. Pass. I need... Oh. Okay. Alright. I got a little cloud of darkness. I don't see Une, Doga, or Nero, though. Where in the Seven Hells are they? Without them to stem the energy in the tower, our defeat of the cloud aids our cause little. Doga, Une, can you hear me? Nero! Must you be so infernally loud? Are you so keen to attract more void scent? Oh, he's infected. Though I don't blame you for missing my company. Thank the 12. Are you alright? As all right as can be expected, Une has simply passed out. Nero, by the gods, what's happened to you? Alas, his wounds were too deep and allowed this foul place entry to his body. Now the darkness claws at the aether of his very form. Would that we could have protected him. The cloud of darkness was bound by Zan's unholy covenant to bring prosperity to Allegan royalty. The same blood that sealed this contract gives us a measure of protection. I say a measure, for this vow does not protect us from other void sent. The cloud imprisoned us here precisely to unleash fiends upon us. We would be dead had Nero not defended us so valiantly. Mistake not my actions for kindness. I have use for you yet in Eorzea, and simply couldn't let harm befall you here. Where? Une, you are safe. Our friends have come for us. Have they? Then perhaps, Doga, there is yet hope we may fulfill our purpose. Uh-oh. Mortals, you have dared to challenge me, and now must feel my wrath. Did you think to destroy me in my realm? Here I am eternal. I will smother your light and entomb your bones amongst my shadows. Are we truly so powerless here? As long as we fight the cloud in this realm, I fear so. And yet, though we may not be able to destroy it, this may be our chance to stop it. If we strike now, whilst the cloud can barely hold her form, mayhap we can sever Zan's covenant. Yes, and raise the bridge between the Crystal Tower and this foul place once and for all. Sam, Graha, you must flee. You and Doga mean to stay here? 'Tis madness. You must return with us. No one but you can save the world from the threat of the Crystal Tower. Ooh. What is this trickery? Your blood. You too gain protection from Zan's blood. I mean, they knew it too. They knew it from the beginning. Graha Tia, you are possessed of royal blood. That is why the royal eye runs in your line. 'Tis a gift you've inherited. Graha, you have been granted authority over the Crystal Tower. I had thought time would consume all of Alleg that was. That a man should still live with his forebear's blood in this age can be of no coincidence. Some person must have planted this gift in your line and used the highest of Allegan technology to do so. True, the Crystal Tower is not like to recognize you as Allegan, not as you are now, but your royal eye bespeaks a simple truth. Within you dwells one feeble glitter that will illuminate all, the light of hope. But how should I use this light? Pray, tell me. You must gain control of the Crystal Tower. We will share our blood with you, Graha. Though its effects will be but ephemeral, it will bolster the Allegan presence within you. This is our gift to you, that you may fulfill your destiny. All with the royal eye are bound by fate to Alleg. Our part in this journey is to bury Zan's dark ambitions in the past. This was the true Une and Doga's purpose, one we have carried into the future. Know that as long as this light of hope survives in you, our souls will still remain, even if our bodies are lost. Take it, Graha. And now he's got 2 red eyes. You must leave us as well, Nero. I'm sorry we could not live up to your expectations. I must return to you what is yours, though. You dropped it while defending us. What you seek by this instrument may not be possible, Nero, but do not give up. There are many other paths that await you. Of course they do. Doga, Unai, I thank you. We shall never forget you. Now, Sam, Nero, let us quit this place. You shall not escape me, impudent children of the light. No, you shall not escape us. Here, Zan's blood-stained dreams of glory end. There, the glint of light. It grows faint. Then the bridge between realms grows fragile by the Covenant's annulment. If that light dies, we are stranded here. Hurry! Nero, no, you must move. The darkness won't let him. Leave me. I don't need you. If I die here, it'll be because I bloody well decided to. I failed to master darkness. I'll not suffer watching a green boy master the tower. Do what you will with it, but remember me, son of Alec. I am Nero Tolskeva, the man who'll yet outdo Alec and Garland. That was what you'd hoped to. May the Crystal Tower again be a beacon of hope for mankind. Go, damn you! Must move onwards. This is not where I come to rest. But how did... So those damn clones did it after all. Now onwards. He missed it. Almost. You owe me, Nero. The hell's I do? Look at that bromance moment. That bromance romance. We all made it. You returned unharmed, thank the gods. When that void gate started to close, I'd never felt so powerless in all my life. We were running about like madmen trying to keep the gate open, and then the chief actually went and dived in. But if you're all set, huh? Yeah, Une and Doga are gone. Well, where are Une and Doga? They're not... Sadly, yes, they are gone. I see. I will miss the two of them dearly. but I am happy they fulfilled their purpose. We who live on must still attend the Crystal Tower, though we now have no one able to seal it. That is not true, my friend. Une and Doga have entrusted me with their blood. I can now control the Crystal Tower. Graha! Yes, I can see it in your eyes. Good. Then let us put an end to this, and seal away the tower. I understand your instinct, Rambros, but please, give us a moment to rest. I'm weary to the bone, and Nero and Sam are both emerged from long battle. Of course. You have the right of it. Come, we shall leave this place for a spell and repair to St. XIV. No one but you could have succeeded in the world of darkness, Sam. Would that I could have been of more use beyond the rift. As it stands, I was but a vessel for Doga and Une's blood. I mean, but that's what you needed to be. Huh? Have I remembered what I wished to? Yes. Something has come back to me. Gaining royal blood and witnessing true bravery has reminded me of my forebear's dearest wish. But we need not speak of these things now. It was not my place to keep you. Pray, go on ahead of me. There is something small I would do before I return. I could not have asked for a better comrade. If only I could have been part of your adventures for longer, Sam. Alas, fate dictates I have a different role to play. A wish hidden for millennia, and brought to light by the good people of Noah. Now, finally, 'tis my time to see it realized. Okay. We are almost done. Believe it or not. We are almost finito. So we have one more thing that we have to do. And then once we do that, we are done, man. We are finished with the Crystal Tower raids. And it's such a good series, like... But yeah, I'm still blown away that I got to hit the Cloud of Darkness first, and everybody was just kind of cheering on the sidelines. Like, dude, like I've said before, like, this community is so wonderful in so many ways. And yeah, it has its flaws. There's some people that just don't pay attention. There's some people that don't care about people seeing cutscenes or anything like that. But ultimately, there are just some really awesome people that really want to share the joy and wonder of this game. And I love that. I cannot express how glad I am that you returned safely, Sam, and with the means to dispel the threat of the Crystal Tower for good. Rest if you will, then let us free ourselves from the specter of the Alligants. The light of hope. I trust you've rested, my friend. Good. I wish to seal the tower now, but there's something we must do first. Let me summon the others and hear in full what happened beyond the rift. Well, we fought a cloud, and a Cerberus, and a dragon, and Nero nearly died. So the elegant eye that runs in Graha's line does mean that royal blood flows in his veins. I suppose it's not so odd to think his forebears gained it via ancient technology, but who imbued his family with the blood and for what purpose? Mayhap all this was fate, from discovering the tower to Graha gaining Une and Doga's blood. Has Graha said anything? For that matter, where is Graha? And what of Nero? I'm not sure about our resident historian, but Nero left the tower with me. Where he's vanished to since, I cannot say. But knowing him as I do, I don't believe he'll scheme against us for the time being, though he is still Nero. Sam, you say Graha stayed behind at the Crystal Tower. I wonder if he even now prepares to seal the place off. Master Rambros! Master Rambros! 'Tis Graha Tia, sir. He came to the Crystal Tower and began ordering researchers out. What? Why would he do such a thing? I do not know, sir, but he was quite insistent. He all but bodily forced me out of the gates. I suppose it's possible he told one of the others, but I wasted no time in finding out. I thought it best to hasten here and ask your guidance. Very well, let us go and speak with these researchers and get to the bottom of this queer business. Master Garland, Sam, please come with me. No doubt Graha means to seal off the Crystal Tower, but it worries me that he did not breathe a word of his plan to us. Uh-oh, wonder what's happening. Let's go figure it out. And then I'm gonna order food, because I am hungry. All this raiding gives me a rumbling in my tummy. I don't know why, but like where do I need to go? I would assume that I need to head into these gates, but it said I have to talk to researchers? Yeah, so I still have to go here. Okay. It looked weird on the map. Like, usually it'll tell me to go here first. I don't know. I don't know why it looked weird. Or maybe it's because I'm sleep deprived. I've had a long day. It's okay, though. Did I get a Cloud of Darkness card? I did. Nice. And I got the minion, too. I love it. Cloud of Darkness is a, boss from one of the old Final Fantasies, so... What in the world was Grahatia thinking, demanding we leave the tower? No doubt you want to know why. I wish I knew that myself. Of course he would not tell me nothing, but he will be honest with you, miss. I am certain of it. Maybe. Go no further, my friends. The doors will close ere long. So you are of a mind to seal the tower, Graha. I know time is of the essence, but all I ask is a hint of your plan. Please come here so we can discuss this. No, my apologies, but I cannot. Come, man, what is this nonsense? If aught is amiss, surely we can help. Not this time, my friend. Just as Une and Doga fulfilled their destiny, so too must I fulfill mine. My blood has awakened me to this fact. As my father told me, the truth has always lain with Alec, or rather, 'twas there the wish I must grant was born. You see, not all the world perished in Zan's calamity. Survivors stood amidst the ruins of Alec, looking to the Crystal Tower, but it was nowhere to be seen. Yet they hoped its spires would again dominate the land, and prayed that the Crystal Tower would be a beacon of hope to people everywhere. Word of this soon reached the only member of Alec's royalty to outlive the Empire, the Princess Selena. Selena was moved by the people's dearest wish. She used the very best of Alec's technology to give her blood and memories to he whom she trusted most. That man was my forebear. For millennia we waited. Alec's art and ingenuity faded. Our royal blood grew thin. But before the last drop could vanish from the realm, the memory of all this returned to me. And now I must fulfill the wish of the ancients. The tower will shine forth as a new beacon of hope. Graha, the Crystal Tower's strength poses too great a threat to Eorzea now. We would need technology as advanced as Alec's to use it correctly. As things stand, we barely understand the tower's workings. Hells, we may never fully comprehend them. 'Tis as you say, Cid. We could wait for someone, someday, to reach the same heights as Alec, but by then we will have lost the royal blood and the means to control the tower. But what if I do as Ammon did, and put the tower into a deep sleep? What? You cannot mean that. I'm deadly serious, Cid. The tower may only be used once men rival the Alligans in knowledge. I will slumber within Circus Tower, until then to greet those with the means to open the gates. Then I will guide them, and thus will the tower shine forth, as the beacon of hope it was meant to be. 'Tis the only way to make the wishes of the ancients come true. The future is where my destiny awaits. But yours lies outside of these doors. Go, create a future where hope reigns, and the tragedies of the past are but memories. No one but you can accomplish such things. Nothing we say will make you change your mind, will it? Onward to a brighter future. It won't be easy, of course, but that's exactly why we'll do it. We'll catch up with Alec, just you wait. We'll cover all the lost ground before you even know it. Well said, Wedge. It'll only be a few years before we come a-knockin', Graha. Then you're in for a rude awakening. You shall be witness to Noah's accomplishments. Pray, keep alive our successes, and forgive us our failures. And may we meet again, my friend. The 12 keep you till then, Rambros. I look forward to learning of your exploits. And you, Sam. I know history will remember you. No doubt your heroism will be the star by which I chart my course when I awake. Well, now I must rest. Recalling so much has put me in the mood for sleep. Farewell, my friends. I eagerly await a future born of your courage and the ancients' wish. And with that, he's gone. We only knew him for a short time, but... You know, when I first played through this, I sobbed. I sobbed like crazy. Like, I was not ready to let this character go. And it broke my heart. It still breaks my heart, but, like, not in the same way. I'm not really gonna, like, go that deep into it, but, I mean... Yeah, it definitely at the time, I was just heartbroken and just was crying. But it's such a good raid, man. The Crystal Tower slumbers again, then. 'Tis too quiet for my taste. Throw it. Toss it. Yeet it into the void. Goodbye, Cid. I must put all this at my back. Possibility beckons, and I am bound to follow. Yeah! A new dawn has come for me. Way to go, Nero. back to... I don't want to even look. Lizard. 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 I don't even want to, like, oh man, I didn't want to look, but I'm kind of glad I did, because I need some cheering up after that depression. Like, okay, is this game as sad as, like, Nier? No. But is it close? It can get that way sometimes. Like, not even gonna act like it doesn't. But yeah, we do need to head back to St. Coinox. And then see what everybody has to say, and then we can put all this behind us, because we're done. Like, we are donezo done. You have just missed Sid, Sam. There's still much that needs his attention if he's to fulfill Graha's wish, it seems. But this is not the end of Noah, no matter how lonely St. Coinox Fine has become for our friend's departure. We must all walk in different directions now. Remember that we labor for a brighter future, lit by Graha's beacon. Sealing the Crystal Tower was but the first step. Farewell, my friend. May our paths cross again. Alright. You've completed the Crystal Tower quest series. Rest well, champion, for the main scenario and many other adventures await you. Out of the Dark. So more of our New Game Plus has been added, which is nice, but we don't really need it right now. There we go. Got a new card. Man, oh man, oh man. So let's withdraw him, dismiss. Let's check out our new minions. So we have our little Onion Knight. And he's nice and cute. He doesn't do anything, I don't think. But I think he will fight certain things. But he's adorable, like classic Final Fantasy, like retro style. And then we have our little Cloud of Darkness. So, I also don't think she does anything. Maybe she'll react, but she's got her little Ahriman with her little demons. But yeah, she doesn't really seem to do anything. She's more of one of those independent type minions. You can beckon her, and then, yeah, she'll land on your shoulder and kind of just hover there all weirdly. So, but yeah, so that is... It actually kind of looks a little cute, but also kind of scary. But anyways, that is the Crystal Tower series. So, that's it, man. All we have is the main scenario, and then... You know, we get back to it. We go back to what we were doing before. So, you know, it's good stuff. Like, really good stuff. And yeah, if anybody wants to help me get these all figured out, then I know you have to have, like, a crafter, but I'm not doing that. So I'll probably give them to somebody that can help me out. But anyways, leave a like if you like the series and if you want to see more. If you want to talk about your feelings towards the Crystal Raid series, Crystal Tower Raid series, you can leave that in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for your continued support on my series. I seriously love playing this game for you guys. It's been such a wild ride playing as a tank, and I'm just so grateful to have experienced it. And yeah, just thank you guys so much. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright. Ciao, you guys!